time, energy, and resources. Couple commodities that you can't replace, one that you might be able to, which is resources. If you apply time, energy, and resources to something, it doesn't mean it's going to work. Now, many times it does, and there are some tried, true, and proven things. What I can say, I've never done expired and FSBO calls, but from everything I know, if you put the time, energy, and resources towards that, it will work. You might not convert at the highest rates. I've heard of people that were 100 contacts to one appointment when they started. And then as they move on, they get to the point where they're at 6 contacts to one appointment. That's through reps. That's through getting more comfortable on the phone, hearing so many different objections and ways that people are saying something and being able to just come right back in a response instead of a reaction. And as you get better and better at that, your conversion rates get better and better, your calls go down versus appointments, and everything's great. So in a lot of cases I know that if you put the time, energy, and resources to something, it will work. However, there are things that you could put time, energy, and resources to, and even though you feel like you're doing all of that, it doesn't necessarily work. That could be a variety of different things that you could be doing. And it could be because maybe you didn't put the right times towards the right things. So you're going out door knocking and door knocking and door knocking, and you're not looking at the best times to do it, or you're in particular neighborhoods that are tougher because they're blue collar neighborhoods where people are at work 9 to 5. Maybe you just don't really have your talk tracks down, so what you're saying isn't working. So you're putting in the time and the energy and the resources that you have, that farm list, and it's not working. Sometimes it takes a tweak, sometimes it takes a wholesale change. It's not what you do, it's not what you like, it doesn't fit you, and you've got to move on from that. However, the one thing I caution is if you are putting in time, energy, and resources into anything, give it enough time. Give it enough time, not time of the day, not 3 hours a day, but enough time in regards to 3 months, 6 months, a year before you cut it off. And if it's something that the resources are expensive, let's say you're doing a farming campaign and you're saying, okay, I'm going to spend $3,000 a month. However, if returns don't start coming in by month 6, I've got to cut it down or cut it off because I can't afford more than $18,000. Don't do it. Do a smaller version, do $1,000 a month. So that way you've got the 8-month, 12-month runway that most people say it takes to get anything back from farming. Also, don't do it if you're only going to hit a certain number of doors because that's all the budget is. You're either going, okay, well, I'm going to blow my budget in 6 months if I hit enough doors, but I could keep it for 12 months. But then you're hitting too few doors to actually make a difference, right? If you're only hitting 10 doors, those might be the 10 people that aren't selling. That are the 20-year, stay in the home forever kind of people, right? Now, I'm using an exaggerated example. I know you're not going to send postcards to 10 people. However, you've got to have enough volume and enough time on your side on almost anything you're doing. So I'm using postcards as an example, but it could be just about anything. It could be open houses, it could be door knocking, it could be phone calls, whatever it is. But just because you say to your significant other or your broker or your team lead, I'm putting in this much time, it's all my energy and these are the resources I'm using, doesn't always mean it's working. So audit that for yourself. Have somebody else, have a friend, a colleague, somebody that can peer review for you and really look at it to make sure that you're not just wasting that time, energy, and resources on something that's never going to give you a fruitful return. In a prior video, I talked about celebrating the actions, and you should always celebrate those actions. However, if those actions are never going to get to a meaningful outcome, there is a time to cut your losses.